Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Slender-ish me in the opener for the show. I like that. Ryan Broderson and I shot some new footage, and if I'm being totally honest with you, I want the opener of the show to kind of look like one of those old TGIF sitcoms where they would introduce the characters and you'd be like laughing, and then you see the character look at the camera and they'd be like, right? That's what I want the opener of the show to look like, a TGIF show where it's a montage of myself and some. You have some of it? Can we roll a little bit? It's not done? All right. Let's do a little teaser. Why not? I love how these look. As a child of the 90s, 80s, and 90s, watching Friday night television. What do we have? Just some video footage? I don't want to spoil it with the. No. Let's roll a clip of it. That's okay. I just want people to see what we're talking about. Here we go. Look, it's like, hey! Steve Urkel's going to be in some of these. What? Cheese? Yeah. Banana phone. Why do I look tired? It's probably like 3 kids. Jameson sounds good. I'm very happy with that. I think I'm even more excited about the music that's underneath it. There's Sherry. She said something really offensive there. You know Sherry. High five. Yes. Jose? I haven't seen that one. I love it. Little shout out to the guy with the company, right? Oh, it's dropping. Ryan, you told me you were going to edit that out. Flintstone Kid Vitamins. Just reading my monthly Hobby Farms magazine, Betsy. This is making me feel like I need a tan. Now that would be more diet appropriate. That's a low carb beverage. Friends of Mama Basso Pizza. I feel like we did not shoot this much stuff, but we did, didn't we? Man, they just worked me hard, Ryan. Candy at the bank. All right, that's marvelous. That's great. Jameson sounds good, doesn't it? Always. Just a little bit of Jameson. It's early in the morning. It's early for Jameson. All right, well, I'm really excited about that. Thank you. That looks really good. We walked around the store and did that in like 20 minutes. And it starts for cool today. All right, so I wanted to mention that Muscatine, L&M. You already know that. We got the phone call at before 6 a.m. Was it icy on my ride to the store? Not really. I don't know. I went down 8th Street to ice it, to Lake Park Boulevard, to 2nd, to this parking lot, and I was okay. So take that for what it's worth. There is a late 2-hour start today. I just want to mention this because my friend Alex Armstrong that works for Miller Lite wanted me to point out this brand new product. It's called Pure 180 calories, 1 gram of sugar, and 2 carbs. So an option for you if you're looking for some beverages that would be. Check that out. I haven't had this yet, but it's a blackberry flavor, and maybe it's something you want to try out. Available only at Hy-Vee, by the way. That's why he wanted me to tell y'all. So check that out. All right, our first guest is here. Starbucks. All right, Mike Ritchie with Ritchie Sound and Lights and Music Supply Store is on the show. Pal, it's good to have you here. Thanks for coming on. So what I like is, first of all, I ran into the store and been like, do you have this cord? And the answer is always yes. Sometimes I don't know the name of the cord that I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah.
Or microphone is a side DJ business. You're such a great resource to have, but you do way more than that. I want to start, though, Mike, talking about the decision for you to get into business and to own and operate a small business in Muscatine. I mean, that's That's the American dream. That's a lot of risk. What made you finally decide that this is something that you wanted to pursue?
You know, I really don't know. We were doing live production for several years.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of my friends just talked about not having a music store in town for several years.
Right.
So it started off really, really small. I actually started selling stuff out of my shop at home.
Wow.
It grew really fast.
Yeah.
Immediately almost, yeah.
I was going to say, your setup currently Lincoln Center Mall on Park Avenue is really nice. I mean, it's got, for someone, again, like me, I walk in there and I kind of know what I need as far as like chords or professional audio stuff. But what I also appreciate is the fact that you talk about us not having a local music store. There's so many of our kids, and this will probably be in my future, where one of my kids wants to play an instrument.
Right.
And I don't know if I want to necessarily buy them a guitar or a saxophone. That's where you can come in and help out, right? You have access to instruments. Is it an instrument rental? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So talk about that. What are some of the options that you're able to provide at Ritchie Sound Lights and Music Supply Store?
Well, mostly for the kids, for the school programs. We offer pretty much any band instruments or orchestra instruments on a rental program, which is a rent-to-own program.
Perfect.
I use a outside source that supplies us with the instruments and maintains them. We can work on them at the shop as well.
Sure.
It's a real easy program. Kids can switch instruments if they like.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll end up owning the instrument, or if your kid decides to stop doing it, you just bring it back and the deal's over. So.
Right, I was going to say, and I remember distinctively being in school, and one of my dear friends, my buddy Bob, he would lug around in the case, and I think back in the day, his parents, same thing, rented the instrument.
Right. Yep.
He played it for a couple of years, and then kind of got away from him. But that, like, you know, unfortunately, and this hasn't happened locally, but nationally, there'll be these conversations of, well, we're looking at school systems across the country, and they're going to have to cut the fine arts or music. And I'm like, why is that always something that's on the chopping block?
It's usually the first, one of the first.
Right, but it's like, you know what? Like, and I'm certainly not anti-athletics. I'm pro every type of activity, but how many of our kids are going to go on to be professional athletes?
Right.
Like, how many of them, you know what I mean? Like, music can enrich our lives in so many ways. I hate that it's always in that conversation of like, well, we may have to get rid of the music program or fine arts. I'm like, no, stop that.
Yeah.
Like, again, this is another reason why I need to win the Powerball, so I can just write a check and ensure free saxophone for all kids. You heard it here first. If I win the Powerball, free saxophone for all the kids. But that's got to annoy you, right? I mean, music has been a part of your life for a number of years. Being able to meet the need with the school instruments. I mean, I imagine you have so many happy parents, relieved parents, but then talk about the kids that are starting to learn for the first time.
You know, it's pretty fun. I mean, I have not been involved with that until we opened the shop.
Right.
But, you know, the kids in the going back to school are really excited about, you know, the instrument they're going to play. Most of them are really excited. But it's pretty fun. And I've been to the school and help them out with the kids, you know, trying instruments to decide which they want to play. So it's really fun to get another generation of, you know, kids involved in music, you know, so we keep having musicians. It's a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, it's so nice to have a locally owned and operated music store and everything else that you carry. And I was just thinking about this as I reflect on my personal experiences with your business. You know, a lot of people were concerned when Radio Shack, I'll just say it, when they closed.
Right.
Because that was kind of a
Me
spot.
too.
Right. That was kind of a spot that had some of these different chords and gadgets that people might need that are into audio, producing music, being a live DJ, whatever. You've been able to fill that void. So in
To
addition,
some degree, yeah.
I mean, I think I haven't had to go elsewhere. So I think that's so nice. And again, more than just that, I mean, I've walked into the shop and I've seen some pretty incredible guitars on display. So you've got people, and you've told me this, Mike, coming in, and this is what's also exciting, of course, serving Muscatine County, but then talk about some of the people that are coming in from out of town to pick up some of the rare finds that you have. Great picture, by the way, right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we've been fortunate enough just by putting stuff out on the website and out on Facebook to reach a broader audience. We've been getting people on a pretty regular basis from the Quad Cities are here in the store, and pretty much a circle from about Burlington through the Quad Cities, Clinton, and Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. So about that far out, we've been pretty fortunate to have people come in on a fairly regular basis.
When it comes to, and we were just looking at a picture from inside the store, when it comes to the various guitars, electric guitar, are you the kind of guy that's maybe more of a fan? Do you have a brand that you, I mean, does
that I like personally?
Well, I mean, of course you got to have something for everybody.
Right.
You're not going to ever discourage someone if they're looking for a certain type of guitar. If anything, you could recommend things to them based on your experience and people that you know, because you do know a lot of people in the local and regional music scene. But do you just carry a variety of guitars?
It's just a variety. Okay. I mean, a lot of people like use instruments move really well. And the big movers, as far as guitars go, as far as quantity goes, is beginner stuff.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of kids starting off with lessons, 8, 10, 12 years old.
Sure.
Even adults picking it up for the first time and starting. So the beginner guitar range is really popular. And we've been fortunate to have a pretty good line, very affordable, very nice guitars.
Yeah.
They move pretty well, yeah.
I was going to say, we just got through the holidays. I imagine you saw a lot of people purchasing that first-time guitar.
A lot of first times at Christmas, yep.
Maybe some ukuleles. We saw a picture of some keyboards and other things like that. So, again, it's not tough to encompass or just talk about everything that you carry, but you do have a variety. I mean, you'll have a complete set of drums, speaker systems for PA or whatever, multi-purpose stuff, and then I don't mind messing around with the ukulele occasionally. I'm the kind of guy, and I know it's never too late, right? But I don't know how to play, and I can't play a lick, as they say. I don't know how to play any instruments, but I sure do love music, to say the least. But, getting people started at an early age, obviously, they seem to fare better. But at 35 years old, if I wanted, I know that I could call our mutual friend, Brad Lovestad, and say, hey, I want to get some guitar lessons, grab a guitar from you.
He's got several adult students right now.
Sure.
Some of them, one guy is a retired firefighter that it's just something he always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he retired, and he's in there every week for lessons. So it's great, yeah.
One of the things you brought up that I didn't even realize is the fact that you're able to go in and do installations of sound, right?
Yep.
So you've been, and I didn't know you were working with the school district on putting sound in some of the gyms, or what?
Well, we put 2 audio systems in the new gym and weight room behind the high school.
Oh my gosh, in the Van Heck Center?
The Van Heck Center.
Holy
we put
moly,
a new sound system in each area.
Okay.
And we've been doing some maintenance and some repairs and replacements around around some of the other schools. So they've been really good with dealing with us locally here.
I was going to say, right, the ability and the school district, and shout out to Superintendent Jerry Reby and the crew to understand that if you can keep your business local.
Right.
I mean, you know that firsthand as a local business owner, how important, and that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, I'm not going to give any recognition to any chain music stores, and I hope that you realize that if you need something connected to live music or sound, that you will consider shopping local, because if that doesn't happen, then you're not able to continue to operate.
There's a lot of products, too, that if we don't have it in the store,
correct,
that we can get. I order stuff for people every week if I don't have it in there. We've also done not just the school stuff, but a lot of stuff in churches.
Yeah.
Replacing video projectors, lighting, and not just locally, too. I mean, I've had people churches coming down from the Quad Cities.
It's fantastic.
Amazingly.
No, I think it's great.
I've been up there and done some quotes for some installations there as well.
When you think about whether it's in a school or a church, how old, I mean, you've probably encountered some speakers that have been around for a couple of years, maybe a little dusty in some of the churches, right?
Right.
And the way that I always describe it is for people that don't understand, like, audio or the quality that they need to have, it's just something that they turn on and it works, and then one day it doesn't, or one day it doesn't start to sound as good,
right?
And that's all they know, and that's where you have to come in as the expert to help guide them.
Well,
right?
and sometimes, and you see that a lot in churches, because every church has a sound system.
Sure.
Sometimes there's somebody in the church that knows stuff about the equipment. Right. A lot of times there is not. So they try to fix things on their own, and I've been into some situations and things are put together really wrong there, and they're lucky they didn't have major problems maybe, but I mean sometimes it's just as simple as just recabling something up for them that's just not put together right.
It's good to know about the AV side of it as well. So in addition to that, and again, I assume a lot of people watch this show from all walks of life. If your church needs some needs their system looked at, tuned up, replaced, this is the guy to reach out to. And same thing for our surrounding school districts. I mean, I hope, whether it's L&M or Wilton or whomever,
right,
that they understand that that's part of what you're able to do, right? We were looking at some pictures a moment ago, Ryan, of the Dwyer and Michaels annual Halloween party, which they had about 500 plus people at.
Right.
Dwyer and Michaels have been friends of mine for, 12 years now. I worked with them literally next door to him for 5.5 years. You've known him for several years.
Right. Yep.
The ability again. So keep it there for a second, guys. So, Mike, you show up, and is everything on the stage yours related to sound, lights? I mean, that's a big setup right
like
there.
looking at that picture there, the guitar amps and the drums are not mine.
Sure.
Everything else there is mine.
So all of those Marshall speakers are all yours?
No.
Okay.
The guitar amps and the drums are not.
Wow.
But the sound system and all the monitoring and all the lighting is ours,
Okay, so when you do something like that, how long does that, because I'm curious, as someone that sets up equipment, which is on a very small scale compared to that, how long does something like that take?
It'll take 2 or 3 of us.
Yeah.
About 3 hours to set that show.
That is awesome. And then, of course, sound checking to make sure that everything sounds good.
It's like an event like that is pretty much an all-day event.
Right.
If they've got 4 or 5 different groups, we sound check them all ahead of time. Load in, load out. I mean, it's a full, it might be a 16 or 18-hour day.
So you have some serious firepower to be able to do really any type of event. I mean,
for around here, yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that's just something like if you go to live music, you might not understand that there's somebody like Mike that's not only there hours to set it up to make it sound good, but then as these parties are going on, you're behind the board making sure that everybody sounds good. Right. I mean, you can't help if somebody's not a good singer, but you can make sure that the quality of what they're putting through the microphone sounds good, right? And I say that as a not good singer, by the way, but I understand how important having someone that knows what they're doing running sound can be.
Yeah.
And I would say that, and you can speak to this more than I can, but the music community feels really strong in Muscatine, into the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
It seems like, throughout the course of the years, maybe there's some ups and downs. I feel like we're on a good trajectory as far as local bands getting together, the Adam Cunningham show, right? From when
in
he was
Grandview,
Grandview.
4th of July.
Yeah. So talk about that, your experience over the years with the music community and where you feel like we're at with local bands and people that are still getting after it and doing live shows.
It's a good local scene. There's a lot of good local musicians, very talented. I mean, I've lived here my whole life and been a musician here.
Sure.
And, when I opened the store, I guess I was maybe kind of big-headed and thought, I know most of the musicians in town. I didn't even scratch the surface. I mean, since we've opened the shop. And there's a lot of even just home players.
Sure.
Or they record at home, or they just play with their friends, their buddies. Very, very good players.
Yeah.
It's the music community is pretty thriving around here. There's a lot of good players that are very passionate about what they're doing.
And the variety of bands that are out there. I mean, and we're looking at all the different pictures of your setups, which is so great to see. I think that's what says a lot about the area is that, we have people that, whether they play as something to do with their friends or if they get a band together and they go out and do shows locally or regionally, we just want to keep that going.
Right.
And that's where we come back to that conversation called wanting to take out fine arts from schools. And I know that's not happening locally. I'm just saying, I always want to be a supporter of younger people pursuing it because I never want to have a shortage of people making music, right? That's not a world that I want to live in.
For anything to sustain, you got to get kids involved, whether it's music or something else.
I mean, every day of my life, I feel like I've listened to some type of music.
And we all do, I think.
Right, and now that I'm older, I mean, it's every day. Maybe it's after the kids go to bed, and maybe it's more
on the way to work.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
The way home.
When I'm not listening to the Dwyer and Michaels show, on my 6-minute commute.
Yeah.
But no, it is important for sure to keep it going. One of the things that I had written down was, I would love nothing more than to have. They would describe it as a signature event for Muscatine. I would like to have more live music in the summer outdoors. We had Great River Days for a number of years. What do you think is the right path to do that? Is it of course, all these things are very expensive. That's what people don't understand when you talk about booking a band. For instance, my friend Alice Cooper, around $70,000 to $100,000 for a concert.
Right.
So you get into, and I'm not saying we need a talent of that level or of that cost, but even just doing something It's a group effort.
Right.
So do you think that we're a couple of years away from creating some type of event in the summer with outdoor music?
On that type of scale, yeah. I mean, we were bringing in pretty decent sized acts for
Yes.
River Days the last several years, and that was difficult enough.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things to deal with. Are you going to sell enough tickets? What's the weather going to be like?
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of things like that. And being able to pull people from, running the advertising to pull people from, obviously you got to bring more people than just Muscatine residents
Absolutely.
for an event like that.
Sure.
I would like to see, and I've been trying to come up with something for the last several years to do even something a few times through the summer with even like some local or, you know, within the local region, you know, counting the Quad Cities maybe or whatever.
Sure.
Just to have some outdoor events in the summertime. We've got a really nice downtown area. We've got a beautiful riverfront. And to utilize that more, and just to give, you know, there's a lot of communities around here that have events like that in the summertime. They're bringing, you know, 2,000-3,000 people hanging around, and it's nice outside and enjoy some music. And I think we need more of that here. I'd really like to get something like that going here.
Yeah, we just need me to win the Powerball.
Exactly.
And then we just start the Tone Fest or whatever it's called. And then, I mean, I think about Burlington Steamboat Days.
Right.
And no offense to Burlington, you're marvelous, but like, how did that become a thing? Like, what, is there somebody with a pot of gold that just keeps like...
There's a casino there.
Oh, yeah, the casino. So the secret is, first we get the casino, then we get the Muscatine.
Then you have the money.
River Days, that's right. Step one, open the casino. I always forget that there's a casino there, right. And people, very sensitive subjects sometimes.
You know,
with
and a
this
lot of
casino
people,
stuff.
when I was involved with Great River Days, would compare Muscatine to Burlington because pretty similar sized towns.
Right.
You know, the towns are very similar in size and everything. But the big difference, you know, and they would have huge acts.
No, you're right. I forgot about that.
One of the big differences is they have a casino there, which, you know, I think a casino, I don't know the details, but they have to put so much back into the community, I believe anyway. So I'm sure there's money comes from that. The budget is the big thing. Like you said, Alice Cooper's $100,000.
Right.
We were bringing in bands that were $10,000 to $15,000.
Which is a lot of money.
Right, and if you do 2 or 3 of them throughout the week, you know, or at least 2, you know, one Friday and one Saturday, we would usually try to have a country act on one night and a rock act on another night.
Yep.
And then you got openers, then you got production. You know, I mean, we would do a big stage, and it's a big sound and lighting system. It's even for that scale.
Well, I mean, what you just said, we're at $50,000 to $60,000 in the blink of an eye.
With advertising and production and bands and stuff, I think the normal budget was between $40,000 to $60,000 for River Days.
That's a lot of money. And then, like you said, the intangibles are always tough. You can't predict the weather. Right. You can do everything you can to drive ticket sales.
And we got some contributions from several nice companies.
Oh, yeah.
But you still had to, the ticket sales still had to be there, or you were sunk.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I would love nothing more than to have something like that back, because we know that there's enough people that would appreciate an event like that.
Yeah.
Whether or not it got taken for granted towards the end, that's another conversation. But I mean, I just hope that we can at least start to make an effort as a community, because we know, Mike, you and I know that Muscatine will sometimes send our entertainment dollars to the Quad Cities or to Iowa City. And for someone that's in a local business, you understand more than ever now, like we need to keep it in town, and if anything, do stuff to bring people to Muscatine, which is why you see things like new hotels go up, again, to serve Muscatine, but to also attract tourists.
Well, and you got to remember, too, that the more that gets spent locally, the local tax dollars goes to our local revenue.
Amen.
And the schools.
No, you're absolutely right. Okay, so something else. We're going to break some news, which is always nice to scoop everybody on the Hy-Vee Today show. So currently, Ritchie Sound and Lights Music Supply Store in the Lincoln Center Mall, Park Avenue here in Muscatine. That's where you're at, but maybe a move in the future.
Yes.
How soon? And then you're comfortable with it. How soon and where are you moving to?
My best guess is we're hoping to have the shop moved by end of March.
Awesome.
But my wife and I bought the Computech building on 8th Street, East 8th Street. So yeah, we take possession of that in a few weeks. We've got some renovation to do. But yeah, we're actually going to live upstairs
Awesome.
And the store will be downstairs. So we'll be able to grow. It's about 4 times bigger than where we're at now.
I was going to say,
for the shop.
When you told me this before we started, I told you that I've been a customer of James with Computech for a number of years now, so I know the space.
I have too.
It's big, and I feel like it's in a great location, great parking lot. You know what I mean? So this is an exciting move for you guys, and it's certainly a good sign in regards to the growth of your business.
Right.
That being said, we need people to make sure that they understand when you get moved to keep supporting it. Will you be able to carry? Did you feel like you were? I mean, certainly, I wouldn't describe the current store as crowded. There's where the new location is going to be right there.
Yep.
But it's clear that you could stand to grow a little bit more, right?
Well, we've grown. I mean, in the Lincoln Center, I'm in the second space that I've been in there. We started out in a smaller space. We actually outgrew that in 6 weeks. Moved to the bigger space, and we've done some stuff in there to be able to put more stuff in.
Yep.
We're just completely out of room, and we're starting to do a lot more repairs on guitars and amps and instruments, violins, whatever.
Yeah.
And we just don't have enough room to work on them, and we've got them coming in and going out.
Yeah.
We're out of space, and we're a little. The Lincoln Center's been great to us. It's a great facility.
Sure.
But the new building, when you go by the Lincoln Center, there's not much glass in the front of it.
Correct.
Some people, they've been here their whole lives. They don't even know what's in there.
Sure.
Even though the traffic is good,
Yep.
the visibility into the building is not very good. So with the new building, as you saw that they showed a picture of, the whole front of the store is glass.
Oh yeah.
The awning lights up. We've actually got the old Muskie Music giant music note sign that used to be on the original Muskie Music.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the front, relit. So we're going to not only be able to carry more products and be able to offer more for people, but also be a lot more highly visible.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's a well-traveled part of town, coming off of Isett onto 8th.
Well, I actually called Des Moines and got traffic counts.
Did you really? Wow.
In front of the Lincoln Center, the traffic count per day is 11,000 vehicles a day.
Wow.
So I assumed that where we're going would be at least half.
Yeah.
It's 10,000 a day on 8th Street.
That's
by
fantastic.
that building. So it's almost the same traffic.
And at least 3 times a day, it's me, which doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
In my sweet dad van. I mean, just this morning, cruised right
Sweet
past.
dad van.
Yeah, well, it's sweet. Gets me to and fro. But I drove past it today. I was there last week dropping off one of the computers here at Hy-Vee to get worked on, and James told me with Computech that he was moving. I had no idea that it was your wife and yourself that took. That's so awesome. That is such a great sign to be able to get into a space like that, make it your own, and I can't wait to see the layout, because you kind of said you're going to make a couple renovations.
It's going to be, it's going to be open.
So
the store will be opened up, and we're doing a little bit of work upstairs.
Cool.
It's a giant move for us because we sold our house. We're moving the shop. It's a huge move.
Yeah. No, I think what we need people to do is to pay attention to your social media page and the website, and to just understand that in a couple of weeks, month.
You
say it out loud. How do you feel when you say it out loud, Mike? You feel like it's more real when you say
it's getting
a couple
closer.
Of months,
well, it's getting.
The move will happen.
We've been working on it for a while.
Yeah,
the deal
sure.
for a while, and we're only about a week or 2 away from taking possession of
Good
the building.
for you.
We got to be out of our house in less than a month now.
Oh my gosh.
Which that is mostly packed up.
Right.
So it's getting to be more and more real that this is, we're on the move. So, but we're hoping the new store would be open by the end of March.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I hope you have a big old grand opening party. And
We'll do something there, and we may do some stuff. We've kicked around ideas for, maybe since the store is bigger than way bigger than what we're at now, maybe being able to do some kind of little improv jam things, for musicians to come by and play inside, and maybe in the summertime. Maybe do something out in the parking lot with maybe some kids, like some of the instructors' students.
Yep.
Because kids don't get a chance to perform, like a whole lot for their family and friends, if they're playing guitar and drums and stuff like that. So we may hold, a few little events out in the parking lot in the summertime, just to promote the young kids and the music.
I think it's fantastic. I'm really happy for you, and I don't know. I had no idea that was who was taken over, and what a great move for you guys. It's going to be great.
It's a neat building. It's
It
a neat old
really
building.
is,
It's an old grocery store building.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Old grocery store. 10,000 cars a day driving
That's
by.
the traffic count I got. Yep.
And you're right. You can totally see what's going on when you cruise past there.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we'll keep some lighting on. I mean,
Sure.
all those windows will be opened up after the remodel.
So great.
And we'll leave some lights on it in the evening, for security, and
Sure.
it'll be pretty highly visible going by at night when it's dark out.
Won't be able to miss it. The new home for Richie Sound and Lights and Music Supply Store coming very soon. We've been looking at some aerial shots and some Google cam shots. This is great. So you have a perfect idea of where you're going to be at. In the meanwhile, if folks watching this should need something, head to the Lincoln Center, get everything you need. Please check out Richie Sound and Lights and Music Supply Store on Facebook. Also, social media important in a small business.
Yep.
It's one thing to have to own and operate, but paying it. I bet you get messages all the time that right people are like, "Hey, do you have this?"
Well, and that's how we get an audience from a lot of people out of town.
Right. Yeah. And I also like that you're doing stuff for folks like Dwyer and Michaels, which only helps the business. And I know with Brian Miner and Minor Disturbance Radio, which is a show on 97X.
And Brian and I've been friends for years.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
Saturday nights? What time
at
is that?
8.
Saturday nights at 8. 97X local music show, hosted by Brian Miner. Very entertaining. And you're a sponsor of that, which is cool. I told you before we started, had a random part of my dream last night was that I was working at 97X, which was very strange. I mean, I certainly know the Dwyer Michaels studio because I worked next door to him for 5.5 years. And I think I realized I was dreaming during it because Dwyer's hair was a little bit shorter. And if you know anything about Greg Dwyer, his hair is very long and feathery. I mean, he's never going to cut it, though, right?
No.
It would be really
has
weird.
before, but probably not anymore.
Yeah, it would be really strange if he ever decided to. Mike Ritchie, thank you for coming on. Richie Sound and Lights Music Supply Store here in Muscatine. Moving soon. Come back in a couple months when the move is all said and done, and let's
we can have some pictures of the new store.
Yeah, man. Great to see you.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you being here. Online, on social media, reach out to Mike if you need anything, right? No matter what it is. Brian, scroll down, while we're on the website and look at that, right? So you talk about that instrument rental, an option for our students here in Muscatine that we want to continue to supporting their musical interests. If you have a kid, if you have a student that is learning or wants to learn an instrument, this is the only place you can go in town. The only option, and it's a good one, Richie Sound and Lights and Music Supply Store. Please go see Mike. And like I said, I'm in there picking up random stuff all the time. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm so happy for you with the move. I love breaking news on this show. This is really exciting. We're also breaking news. Ryan Broderson trying to grow a beard. That's breaking news. He's growing a beard. I don't know if I had said that. He's getting a beard. I can't have a beard because it's Hy-Vee rules. My goatee's coming back after I shaved it. I think that makes my wife happy. I feel like at 35, I thought my facial hair would grow faster than it doesn't, but it's okay. Cart cam. Very specific cart cam today. Whoever would like to operate it, Cody or Betsy. We've got so many people on the show now, basically the Oprah of Muscatine, if you'll have it. Mm-hmm. Today is two things. It's National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. I really like the footage of the new opener with me holding all the Whitey's ice cream because I love Whitey's ice cream. Another hot take if I win the Powerball, putting a Whitey's ice cream back in Muscatine. So why wouldn't you want me to win the Powerball? Bring in Alice Cooper to do a concert for free and build a Whitey's ice cream. It's also National Hat Day. Are you wearing a hat right now? Are you wearing a hat as you're watching this show? Then you know that it is National Hat Day. Got a couple fitted hats. I like the Quad City River Bandits hat that I got this past summer. Kind of patriotic look to it. And then I probably got an old dusty Cubs hat laying around. Size 8, of course. So in the seasonal or general merchandise aisle, Betsy's going to show you the display, the rack of hats towards the end of it. And I know that she can hear me now with our advanced technology here on Hy-Vee today. So in addition to all the Valentine's Day stuff, if you're going to celebrate National Hat Day, it's going to be very cold this weekend. I think Saturday's low is 9 below zero. So newsflash, winter's here. We've got a chance for snow Friday night, looking at 3 to 5 inches. Friday night, And then come Saturday, it's going to get colder. And Saturday night, colder than that. Betsy, the hats are behind you if you can hear me. They're towards the other way. The other way, Betsy. Turn around. Every now and then she doesn't go the right way when she's operating the cart cam. Turn around. Bust a left. Hey, we found one. There you go. Look at that. Oh, so Cody's the one that's listening, and Betsy's the one dabbing, flossing, dabbing with her Cousin Eddie hat on. I did in my notes ask if they could grab a hat, put it on, do a little dance, and then bring a hat back to the set. All right. She's still dancing. Perfect. All right. So we'll have this hat here in just a second. Feel free to bring that back, guys. Marvelous. Jeff Storm saying, one of the best. Thank you, Mike, for opening the store. Congratulations on the move. Yeah, Mike Ritchie's a good guy. And I'm happy that I had him on because, again, if we can promote local businesses in this town, maybe this was the first time you heard that we had a local music store. That's great. I'm happy to bring that type of good news to you, and please support Mike and everything that they've got going on. We have got a lot to cover before we get out of here today. I want to start with talking about Friday, the 18th. That's this Friday, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m., tenderloin sale. So many tenderloins. This is on the back page of the Voice of Muscatine newspaper. Tenderloin sandwich, hand-breaded recipe. Could be yours for only $1.99. That's a great hat, ma'am. Thank you. Really ties the room together. Let me see here. All right. How's that look? Why is my head so big?
I purposefully got you a tiny.
You got me a small head on purpose?
Yeah.
That's very nice. See, I would wear this. It was just like $5.99 and there's a fuel saver on it. I feel like I saw the size. Maybe it's one size fits most. I don't know. It does not, though. It's false. False news, everybody. I mean, I guess I could pull it off. It's going to ruin my hair. It's not a bad look. You serious, Clark? You serious? This is a Cousin Eddie hat, right? Super warm, though. Does it fit? It fits, kind of. Look at now that I don't have 7 chins anymore, I've got room. Look at this. This is all the motivation I need to stay on my diet. All right. Good deal. So tenderloins, do we have that? Thank you. I'm keeping this on. $1.99 this Friday, 8 to 8. Add a side for $1. Secret recipe is back. What did he say?
He just yelled
Cousin Eddie. Thank you, Delmer. Cousin Delmer, everybody. Add a side for $1. Mac and cheese, baked beans, au gratin potatoes, mashed potatoes. I think my ears are sweating. Choice of vegetable. These are hand-breaded. We're making 2,000 of them, and I would love to sell 2,000 of them. So don't miss that this Friday. Have a tenderloin for breakfast. Have one for lunch. Have one for dinner. Take another one home for Saturday. Whatever you need. $1.99. You can't beat it. All right, so that's Friday. If we back up, Thursday, if you want, I got to take this off. I look ridiculous. If you back up to Thursday, you can have steak. Let them eat steak, everybody. This is a flat iron, so each week we've got a Thursday night steak dinner between now and the end of March. This week is a choice flat iron steak dinner, 8 ounce for $8, 12 ounce for $12. And it comes with loaded mashed potatoes and your choice of a vegetable. That's a great deal. You think about a 12-ounce steak dinner with 2 sides for $12. That's awesome. As I said yesterday, dinner for 2 for less than $25. Maybe it's $25 with tax. Don't ask me to do the math on that, but that's a heck of a deal. And I know that you'll eat well. That's this Thursday, 4 till 7. Speaking of this Thursday, no, it starts on Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3-day sale, fuel saver. Fuel saver, fuel saver. Price of gas creeping up a little. Creep, right? A little bit of Radiohead creep action. I'm a creep. So price of gas, it's going up. Doesn't have to. Use your fuel saver card. I'm excited because I personally have 32 cents off a gallon on my fuel saver. This is 3 days. Typically, our fuel savers at Hy-Vee are 1 or 2 days at the most. That's it. This is a 3-day sale. With every $50 you spend, 25-cent fuel saver. The more you spend, the more you save. It'll add up quickly, and you won't be paying full price at the gas pump. I promise you that. In addition to it, the cereal truckload sale is back. ready to roll. Stock up on cereal. Those prices good for 3 days only. So you got kids, grandkids, nieces, or nephews. You want to buy some cereal and donate it, whatever the case may be. How about the Hy-Vee cereal? 4 for $4. That's a heck of a deal. Nothing wrong with the Hy-Vee brand cereal either, by the way. Just don't forget the milk, right? Don't be the person that loads up on the cereal sale and then you're like, I forgot the milk. Where's the milk? I don't know. I don't know, boo-boo. Don't forget the milk, okay? We are doing a wedding in the store here at Hy-Vee. I'm going to talk about this because we want to keep encouraging folks to get signed up. You still have time. I do an aisle to a complete wedding at Hy-Vee. Ceremony, reception. We're going to take care of the food, the DJ, me, the dessert, everything you can need, the flowers. Yeah, it's all happening. My wife's texting me. So that's good. $5,000 and we'll pick the winner soon. February 2nd, as a matter of fact. The winner will be announced. In addition to the wedding at Hy-Vee, you will stay the night at the Merrill Hotel and Conference Center in beautiful downtown. And you'll get free Brooms Band, thanks to Mary's Diamond and Jewelry, located in the East Village of Devonport. So, you know, not having to buy a wedding band, a groom's band, is $50 to $500, depending on what you're going to spend. Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, longtime friends of mine. Okay, very good. Let's do Ryan Broderson Game of Thrones trivia, if we could. Game of Thrones trivia. And by the way, if you came out to play bingo last night here at Hy-Vee, thank you very much. I think we had 65 people playing bingo on a Monday. That was awesome. We played about 22 or 23 games of bingo, and I gave away a lot, $125 basically, in Hy-Vee gift cards in $5 increments. So that was a lot of fun. Bingo coming back next Monday, 6 till 8 p.m. Still have room to RSVP. Get your team signed up. Free to play trivia. Prizes for first, second, and third place. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones trivia, but I have the questions done. 2420. Ask for the Market Grill Express. As I said, there are still room for a couple of tables to get signed up. Sam, man. And come play Game of Thrones trivia with us. All right, couple newish things to mention here on the show. One of those being Aisles Online. If you are not a fan of the winter, but Hy-Vee has this program called Aisles Online, where you log onto your computer and you are up and down the aisle. You're loading your virtual grocery cart, and then your groceries can be delivered to you, or you're going to come out of your store, pick up them up, load them on the show. That's right. I'm not ordering myself, but the team that works for Aisles Online, they do a wonderful job. And we've been shopping online for 3 years, so we know what we're doing. Some other people a little late to the party on this, okay? We've been doing it for 3 years. They do a really good job. And if the weather concerns you or whatever the reason is, maybe you just like shopping in your underpants, you can do it with Aisles Online. It's easy to do, that is for sure. Coming up in February, we have a free cholesterol screening. I want to mention this. I know that February seems like a ways away. This is coming up on February 5th, also the one-year anniversary of this show. Will I get my cholesterol checked on the one-year anniversary of the show? Maybe. I'm sure it's good. I've lost a lot of weight. My cholesterol should only be good. You lose 100-plus pounds. It shouldn't be bad. What's the point if you're losing weight, right? The Hy-Vee Healthy U-Mobile will be in the parking lot outside. So if we zoom out on that flyer, that's the Healthy U-Mobile. 7 to 11 a.m., you roll in, get your cholesterol checked, and then we'll give you a coupon, if you'll have it, coupon to save on breakfast here at Hy-Vee. Because I think you have to fast before you do the old cholesterol screening. I think it's a blood test, if I'm not wrong. So check that out, and that's on Tuesday, February 5th. Little cholesterol screening. Everybody on the show going to get their cholesterol screened. Who's got the lowest number? We'll find out on The Bachelor, on the cholesterol screening. Muscatine Community YMCA Wine Dinner is happening this year. Very excited about it. Back at Hy-Vee. This is February 9th. Speaking of things that'll be here before you know it, and I know that we're sitting here in January, but February 9th is coming up quick. This is a great annual fundraiser event. It's a 5-course meal prepared, check that out, with Hy-Vee's chef, Brian Scott. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who dat? Brian Scott, or Scott, is one of our full-time bakers in the bakery, but is also a renowned and highly trained chef that also works part-time as Chef Awad DeBeat's right hand at DeBeat's Bistro and Wine Bar. This is the Wise Wine Dinner here at Hy-Vee. Tickets are $50 a pop, but 5 courses with wine pairing, a good time. Get a hold of our friend Amy Hessel. She would love to have you. I need to check my calendar because this is something that I would like to do as far as attending, not working, of course. Feed me my 5 courses. What if the 5 courses were just all different variations of meatballs? Right? This is a turkey meatball. This is a pork meatball. This is a vegan meatball. What's that made out of? Grass? And last but not least, a dessert meatball. That's just a scoop of ice cream. Is it? It's not 5 courses of meatballs. It's a real deal Holyfield nice dinner, plated well, paired with wine. And by the way, it's a fundraiser. Go back, guys, just for a second, so people don't think I'm just a total idiot, which you're welcome to think what you like. All proceeds benefit the youth and teen programs at the YMCA. So that's what's important to note, is that you're going to have a 5-course meal paired with wine, supporting a good cause at the same time. So we're excited to have Chef Brian Scott. People at home probably thinking, is it just going to be Red Hot Brian Scott with a chef's hat on? No, it's not. So that's coming up soon. Get your tickets. Contact Amy Hessel at the Y. We'll talk to Amy twice on this show before the event, and including one of those times, we'll invite Brian Scott, to be with us and to talk about that as well. Last but not least, February 12th, it's happening. New location, bigger and better than ever. Special Olympics basketball taking on the Muscatine Fire Department and the Police Department. New location for this event. This is the 5th or 6th year that I volunteered as a referee. Tuesday, February 12th at Muscatine High School. Tip-off at 6 p.m. Admission is free, but I encourage you to make a donation. This is one of the biggest fundraisers for Special Olympics. I am such a big supporter of Special Olympics. Can't say it enough. Love what they do. Jason Miller's a great guy. We're going to have this game live streamed on the internet. Have you heard of the internet? Al Gore invented it. I heard it's going to be big. So you can watch the game live, and Brian Musell doing the play. That's the plan, right? Brian Musell doing the play-by-play? Yeah, that's cool. So check that out. Also some raffle items, T-shirts, baked goods, a lot of fun. Jim Simmons, Hy-Vee store director, and yours truly. We have ref this game now. I think this is our either 5th or 6th time doing it, and it's at the Muscatine High School, February 12th. Cannot wait for that. It's going to be a good time. Okay, so we'll keep talking about the wine dinner. We'll keep talking about Special Olympics basketball as we encourage you to support both, right? And I say this, and I always mean it, and you can vouch for me. You can... Betsy. It's Betsy still. You can vouch for me. If you are connected to a fundraiser, charity drive, whatever the case may be, send it to us here at the show, hyveetoday@gmail.com. Send it to me personally on my Facebook, the store's Facebook, Instagram. Tag us in it. We'll talk about it. And even better yet, if you want to come and talk about a fundraiser, I know that the West Liberty Fire Department has that fundraiser coming up for Kirk Newcomb, I think is his name. I'm going to reach out to somebody with that. So that's what this show's about, right? Talking to people from all different walks of life, bringing them onto the show. But sometimes we miss things, and we're not perfect, so I don't want to miss anything. So please, I'm relying on y'all. If you got something going on, you think it's newsworthy, reach out, and we'll talk to the person you recommend. Just like with Mike Ritchie. I reached out to Mike because he's got a great business, and I wanted to talk to him about it. And then we got that breaking news that Ritchie Sound and Lights and Music Supply Store will be moving towards the end of March, so we're really happy for Mike, and I encourage you to support, businesses in this town that are doing good things on a daily basis, and yeah, that's it. So, be careful out there. Might be a little slick. More winter weather in the forecast, some snow, some sub-zero temperatures. It's Iowa. It's January. Let's get it out of the way now so that by the time we get to March, we can have a chill March, right? # quiet March. Just want it to be nice and easy. Oh, snow Friday, though, huh? Oh, boy. Look at Saturday. I'm telling you, 3 below is the overnight low. Sunday's high is a balmy 6 degrees. As my 4-year-old says, you know, when it's cold outside and you can see your breath, he says, I'm doing a smoke up, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But he learned that from my mom. My mom does not smoke. But one day we were outside and he's like, look, Dad, I'm doing a smoke up. And I was like, you're doing a what? And then he was showing me that he could see his breath. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to share that on live stream television. But I just did. Father of the Year. Somebody's going to email a complaint. Your 4-year-old is smoking. Well, at least he's not gambling anymore. One thing at a time. Am I right? Kids these days. What's the deal? All right. Thanks for watching Hy-Vee today. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. Thanks to Delmer for making some Fiesta trays. He's got the supplies, everybody. And thanks to team staffing. CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota Muscatine, team staffing. Have yourself a good National Hat Day. And if you find yourself looking for a hat to keep you warm this winter, especially when it gets cold, we've got you covered right here. And I think, again, this has a fuel saver on it. I just can't tighten it. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to try and tighten it. Ooh, there it goes. I'm going to try and tighten it, and I'm going to break it, and then I'm going to have to buy it. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you live on Wednesday at 8:30 or weeknights on MPW, Cable Channel 5, 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.